Hedge calculators. They're so helpful. Like really, really helpful. Even though you might be amazing at math in your head and you can pull it all off, when you're in the moment and you have a position and there's money on the line, it's amazing how dumb I get. And so I made a hedge calculator so I can just put the numbers in and I don't make any math mistakes. I can get through trimming or squeezing the hedge, no problem. I'm going to show you my hedge calculator. I'm going to walk you through what I have found that I use the most with this strategy and why I have it set up the way I have it set up. So let's check out the calculator. Across the top, there's two trim the hedge calculators, 1 and 2. You might think to yourself, why does there need to be 2? And honestly, a few times along the way, you'll get where you have like 2 positions in play and you're trimming them down, and so you might have to have a second calculator just to help you with that. I would say that's the exception than the rule, but nonetheless, I have it on there in case that opportunity or that need arises. On the bottom is where I keep track of my long positions, and on the right-hand side, I keep track of my short positions. Very similar to how my charts are set up. The left chart is my long positions and the right chart is my short positions. So that coincides with my charts. On the far right, across the top, this is just to help you do the math on where to set your hedge. And I have it set at 30 pips. Maybe you want to set your hedge at 20 pips, maybe 40, 50, 60, whatever the number is. I just have it so I can put the market price in. So like right now I could put 1.35473 and I would set my hedge at 1.35173. Oftentimes I do that in my head, but sometimes when you're like crossing over a zero number, it gets a little bit confusing when you're having to drop down, and it's hard. It's amazing how brain dead I can get in the middle of a trade. The top one is the long side, the bottom is the short side. So if you're going short, your hedge is going to be 30 pips above. If you're going long, your hedge will be 30 pips below. So that is the nuts and bolts of my hedge calculator. Now, I just want to walk you through a couple scenarios on how this works. And so if you decide to use something like this or even this exact calculator, you are familiar with how it works. So let's say we open up a position of 50,000 units and we were to the long side. We ended up hedging. One note is right down here on the bottom. See this number? This lets you know how far off or the difference between your two positions. Currently, I only have one position open of 50,000 units. Let's say we hedged 50,000 units on the short side. So we have 50,000 on the short, 50,000 on the long, and this number down here is 0. When you get to whittling and trimming these down, you need to keep track and make sure that you're always balanced, long and short. So that's why I have that number on the bottom. So now this 50,000 unit long position over here, it got way out of the money, 100 pips out of the money. So this is now $500 out of the money, but we hedged at 30 pips. So the short position is in the money 70 pips. So that's in the money right here we're going to type in how much profit we have, and it's going to tell you how much to keep and how much to apply. So we have a position that's 70 pips in the money, $350 of profit. We're going to keep $50. This is up to you. I choose to keep 10% of whatever the units are. That's what it comes down to. So if I have 50,000 units, I'm keeping $50. If I had 20,000 units right there, I'd keep $20. If I had 2 million units, I'd keep whatever 2 million units would be. I don't know, but we can find out. So 1, 2, 3. I'd keep $2,000 if I had 2 million units. In this scenario, we have 50,000 units. $350 of profit, I'm keeping $50. That's going in my pocket. Pay myself. And I have $300 to apply. So up here at the top in the trim the hedge calculator. Again, 50,000 units, out of the money $500. We're going to apply 300. Now, we have lots or units to close, 30,000. That's what we're closing. That's what we're trimming that position by. And it's going to leave us 20,000 units, and it's going to be a 60% trim. Boom. You're applying 300 to it. You've really whittled that down by 60%. And so now you have a lot of your margin back to trade from the inside and start grinding away and making more money. We're going to trim this long position by 30,000 units. So that's going to leave 20,000 units on the long side. So we're going to type 20,000 right there. And we no longer have the 50,000 unit position on the short side. So this is now lopsided. If you look at the bottom number down here, it shows 20,000. So you would reset a stop sell for 20,000 units. And if it hit that, then you would be balanced and you'd be hedged again with 20,000 units. And you would just work your position from there. But that's how the hedge calculator works. Whatever your units are up here, how much you're out of the money, and how much you're going to apply. So that is, in a nutshell, the trim the hedge calculator. The formulas aren't fancy, but this is not really fancy math. All you're trying to do is have a tool set up that you can put those units in, and you can put how much you're going to apply to it, and it'll tell you how many to close so that you can make sure you have a bigger profit and a smaller loss and a net profit. That is how trimming the hedge works. So I hope this helps. I'm going to leave a link down below that will allow you to click on it and hopefully download my spreadsheet that you can convert into Excel, Google Docs. This is in numbers. Feel free to, tweak the calculations to fit your needs however you want, but it's really not like a fancy calculator. It's just something I built that I have on the side of my charts all the time, and I constantly am just putting those numbers in so that I make sure I am not making a silly mistake. So anyway, hope this helps, and if you have any questions, let me know.